Okay. I'm guessing that horse is supposed to be with her. That's the way I'm going now. Evening. Back again. Late again. About 6:15. Oh, and stuff throwing itself out of the trees. About 6:15. End of October. No, it isn't. It's the end of September. And I'm dashing out for my promised next experiment with the bivvy. It's a bit dark in here now. Going up to the place I first camped, which good for a hammock, but I want to carry on experimenting with the little trangia, and mashed up my wrist a bit falling over at school. I've torn a bunch of muscles in my ribs, which is quite uncomfortable. So bivvy bag's lighter than a hammock, right? So I'm going to plough up the hill. The sticks, they're nothing to do with my ribs. They're well, they're to do with how I want to experiment with setting up. Out in the pack, my wife got a Regatta Survivor 45 for her D&V stuff about 15 years ago, and I wondered if I could get all the stuff in a 45 litre pack. The answer is somehow not really, even though it's allegedly 15 litres bigger than the last pack. But anyway, I'll see you in a bit when we get up to camp. So, back to the scene of the first few camps. Everything's pretty much as last time I came up. Last time I came up, wasn't at Wildcamp. I brought my girls up and we built a bit of a den. I had to get some pictures of building a debris shelter, so we came up. I only spent about 2 hours, hardly got anywhere with it, but got enough pictures to show the process. So now, well, I'm going to have to clear a couple of the stumps that we sit on. I'll probably set my bed across the back there, and I'll do that first, so you know it can fluff up and all that, the sleeping bag, and see if we get any kind of colour from the sun setting through there. See you in a minute. It's a lot quicker. It's about 7 minutes and sleeping bag's down and everything's out. It's a lot quicker than the tarp and the hammock. She'll get a nice view of the sky. There's some nice clouds going on already. But next bit of the experiment that I didn't do last time, and the reason for the poles, magic carpet. DD magic carpet. In my head, I don't know how many of you will be saying I've already tried that, it's not going to work, mate. In my head, there'll be a little lean-to just over the head bit, so that if there might be a bit shower, if it might be a little, you know, less than perfect up above, you can just make the tiniest little shelter just for your head. It's what, 1.2 by 1.2 metres. So it's not huge. And it wouldn't be a plan if it was going to rain. It's supposed to be alright tonight, but it might not. It might stop a pine needle falling on my face or something, which I don't think would be an exciting way to wake up. But I'll see if I can get that set up. We'll see if it's going to work. And then I'll tell you why I'm limping around like a goon. So, here goes. DD micro tarp-ish. Wish me luck. I'm quite pleased with that. I honestly thought there'd be no space at all, but that's fairly decent. Could shuffle across a bit, get my pack under as well. I need to get some decent pegs for this loamy stuff, but it's not supposed to be windy tonight. Hey, this is way more usable than I thought it might be. I thought I'd try this rather than like a plough point against a tree or whatever they're called, because I can do this without any trees. That's why I brought the poles. I was going to do it last time, but I forgot the poles. I'm quite looking forward to this now. Then the next question: can you cook a steak on a trangia? On a mini trangia? Over there, I guess that's where I'll try and find out. In between kicking over that guy line that I've put in the middle of where I'm going. Still, see you in a bit. Oh, I knew I was late, but it's dropping dark quick as well. No real sunset. So all I've done at the minute is chop up some veg that you'll not be able to see down there very well, I don't think. We've fired up the trangia. I'm just going to pop some butter in, fry off my onions and mushrooms, take them back out, put my steak in, do the steak, let the steak rest, finish off the veg. Should be right, yeah? And there may be a little drink as we settle in for the evening. I'll see you in a bit. Possibly to eat. Well, I thought I'd miscalculated how much the mini trangia would take, but that's a whole little red onion and a couple of sliced up mushrooms, and that is going great guns. So, get that out, stick it on that plate, get the steak in. Job's upon one. I've just flipped the steak and I am coming to the conclusion that yes, you can cook a steak over a little mini trangia. This makes me happy. This makes me very happy. Just waiting to be reunited with its little vegetable friends. I think it's a balanced diet. You can't see what I'm doing with that there. That thoughtful steak. I wasn't waiting. Hang on. Let's see what we can do. If we put you there. Ooh, tripod's holding. Got a new head torch. Let's go off and then turn it on bright. If we put that over there, what happens now? Whoa, look at that. I can't see anything, but I can see me. I can't see my food. It's down here, but I'm going to have to remember where the light is and where the camera is. Oh, it's just... Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see it's coming out of the light? cool shadows. Oh, that was good. That's really good. I don't, however, know what this is going to be like. I thought I'd have a little bit of a change from my normal cider. Elk something. It's just stuff they have in Sainsbury's. Elk warning, crafted apple cider with blackberries. Blackberries, kind of, you know, I could have foraged them. Whoa! It's fizzy. Oh, but I've got it. Oh. I've got it on my brace a bit. That's unfortunate. Now seems like a good a time as any though. That was a complete divot to get this. I've also torn my intercostal muscles in my ribs. Anyone that's done their ribs in, I have sympathy with you. I haven't broken one, but just tearing the muscles is enough for me. That's awkward. That hurt. I was pulling a tree around at my school. It had blown over in the playground. The caretaker got it out of the way, and I wanted it for my forest school stuff at school. We can play with big sticks like that, and it was a sizable tree. Oh, and being sensible, I towed it around with my car instead of trying to pull it by hand. And cut a long story short, I asked someone to move their car. They did. As I was rushing around, I jumped out of my car and ran round the back to check a gap. Turned out I'd tied a tree to the back of my car. Full speed run, ran straight across the tow rope. I went down like a sack of spuds. Didn't break my wrist. Haven't done any tendon damage. I've got cider all over my fingers now. But my whole wrist was swollen. It's like yellow and purple and stuff, but like a week after I did it. But it's not broken. It'll heal soon enough. It's already a lot better than it did. The ribs thing, like I said, sympathy with anyone. Sympathy with anyone that's properly broken your ribs. I assume I'm going to recover quicker than you did. And it's not fun. It just catches you out all the time. But anyway, I'm going to say bye to you because this steak is awesome. And I might see you again in a bit. I'm going to start getting myself into that there bed soon. Morning. Some noisy neighbours. I think it's time to get up. Rough night's sleep. It's not sleeping bag. Sleeping bag's been snug, and it's not the camping mat. Camping mat's been comfy. It's not being able to lie in any position I like to try and relieve my ribs. Not comfy. Still, it's looking like it's going to be a pretty morning, and it's good to feel the air on your face, isn't it? And the sky's cleared up a bit as well. Maybe we'll get a bit of a sunrise. Anyhow, I'm going to get a brew on. See you in a bit. Lit. Woke up this morning and thought, I know what I forgot. This week's mystery missing item is a cup. Oops. Fortunately, because it's the little mini trangia, pan's not that big, is it? Oh, that splutters into life. I'll get that on. And throw that around. There we go. Kettle's boiled. Time for a brew. I think. Steamy. Save some of that for later. First. Sure, I used coffee bags before, but it's basically just a tea bag but full of coffee. Leave that in there for a few minutes and that'll just all turn into coffee. Then whip the bag out. Actually not bad. Bag full of filter coffee. But next, this camera does little time-lapsey things. I'm going to see what sunrise turns out like. Or either with that or with well, with something anyway. Like pudding. I'm guessing I probably shouldn't try and slice it up on my mat. And coffee's ready. So, we'll have a swill. It does make a good coffee. That doesn't make a good cup, but it does make a good coffee. We'll spark that back up. Throw some black pudding in. Still got a couple of mushrooms. A couple of black pudding muffins. Job's a good one. Beautiful misty morning. Bit of butter. Yesterday this butter was proper squidgy. Yeah, it's going to be a bit harder to get out now. I bring some butter instead of some oil because it's tastier and it's a bit less spilly. Anyway, I better chuck it in before I burn pan. Breakfast sizzling away. That's the view. Bird song as the background. That'll do. That'll do. Black pudding and mushroom muffins. Learning something about cooking on the trangia. Got to use that simmering. It's a good heat otherwise, and it'll extend my fuel as well. But any classroom with that great glowing orb in the background, that's awesome.
Don't know if you can see it, but that's a gorgeous, gorgeous sun. Just beautiful way to start the day. Ah, gear bomb. Yeah. It's weird. When I'm out with the hammock, I spread out, take up loads of space. Only been out with the bivvy a couple of times, but that's it. I don't seem to come off the. I don't come off the mat. Mind you, I haven't had a fire and I've come out when it's a bit cooler. I tend to hunker down a bit more, but yeah, a little fire would have been nice. Cool morning. I woke up, it was, according to the local weather station thing, Weather Underground uses all the local weather stations that people have in the gardens. It was what, 7 degrees when I got up, so it maybe got down to 6 in the night. So not warm, it's not picked up much now. Still, that gear bomb needs to slowly disappear, actually quite quickly disappear. Apparently they're cooking pancakes at home. I might have missed them, but we can but try. So, time to start packing this explosion of stuff up. Catch you again in a bit. Okay, so someone asked on Bushcraft UK, I think it was, about the Hunka and the sort of fit of it and whatever. So I had me splurge when I went to Wildcamp and got Hunka bivvy bag, Mountain Ghost 300 sleeping bag, and the dirt bag, I think it is. Self-inflating mat. Yeah, Alp Kit dirt bag. And I've got to say, I'm quite impressed. It's a mummy sleeping bag, so there's not room to dance in there. But there's enough space for me, and I'm what, 5'10", and I'm like 14 stone at the minute. So it's comfy enough. Wasn't last night, but that's because I was an idiot and I duffed my ribs up. So no bed's comfy at the minute, but I still got some sleep. Because it's the Hunka and not the XL, it fits the sleeping bag. There's no space to stick your pack or anything in. Sleeping bag comes down to the end. There's a bit of space, it's not tight to it, but it's like an extra skin. The dirt bag is brilliant. It's, I don't know what, about an inch or so down at the foot end, and I don't know what they say it is. Let's have a look. I don't know, maybe a couple of inches, inch and a half, couple of inches. So it's not quite as bulky as it has to be. It's still a big old beast compared to something that's only got air in it, but it's dead comfy. Really is comfy. I only had self-inflating mats from Decathlon before, and they were alright, but not as comfy as this. And one of those sort of Z folding ones, which is alright, not as comfy as this. And the straightforward rolling up mats, and again, comfy, not as comfy as this. And in fact, I've slept on rolled up mat and self-inflating mat, either way round as well. Still not as comfy as this, and no hint of a cool or cold spot behind me. What I will be interested to see though, when I take it out just now, is the foot end of the sleeping bag. Last time I was out, I didn't get changed before getting into the sleeping bag. I just jumped in. So I took my feet out my boots, climbed into the sleeping bag, took my shorts off, climbed into the sleeping bag, but my feet had been in boots, walking up and down, so they were a bit sweaty. And when I got out of the bag, there was condensation on the inside of the bag, which had sort of dampened the surface of the sleeping bag. So I'll be interested to see if that's happened this time. I had the top end of the sleeping bag a bit more open this time, top end of the bivvy bag, because I couldn't do it up. I couldn't get my arms above my head to do it. Not restricted by the bag, ribs again. But I'll be interested to see what happens. So in the absence of a fabulous tripod to dump you on, I'm going to put you down and bring you back in a sec when I've whipped that sleeping bag out and stuck it on top. See you in a minute. Okay, 20 seconds later, and the news is good. I was an idiot last time, and not a dot, not a hint. No, all looking good. Can't feel anything. There's a very, maybe just a tiny bit right down at the bottom there actually. Don't know if you can see that. Slightly different colour. But maybe my sweaty feet have left something inside. So I keep trying it. I certainly didn't have cold feet. There was no question of that. So don't know how that compares with anything you lot have done. Cooking away on the little trangia though. That's mega. I think I could get used to that. 'Tis a small pan. Awesome for boiling up some water, but this morning I've been experimenting with the simmering a bit more. And yeah, it does help. I did try to relight it with the simmering. So light it, it's lit, drop the simmering on. That didn't work. Clearly have to let it warm up a bit first. But otherwise very pleasing. I'm not going to wear my sleeping bag out now though, because I'm not going to be here that much longer. I'm going to do that at home. Pack it all up, take it home, unpack it, dump it in the attic is the routine. The attic's been where we live, it's been kind of turned into a room, so it's not like a dusty space. Cool. Just listening to the birds. Alright, I'll see you when I'm on my way home. Ciao. just before I finish packing up, looping the tarp to the top of the walking pole and then putting it down. I was thinking, oh, how shall I put the walking pole upside down and use the spike and tighten up against that? I haven't got the baskets on, I don't know where they are. They're not my poles, I borrowed them. Do I need some kind of clever knottage? Shall I twist the pole a few times so it tightens up on it? And I thought, oh, you divvy, dead easy. You probably already do this, but up comes the line. Little lark's heady loopy thing to fasten onto the strap, and then up at the top here, a loop from the tarp comes over the top but goes over the strap, and then the strap comes out underneath onto the line, so it can't slip down. If it does, all it does is kind of tighten stuff up a bit, and that's it. That worked really well. If I came down hard enough, I guess I might be able to cause a problem, but as long as that's pulling out tight, that keeps trying to pull it back up. I was quite pleased with myself with that. Anyway, I'm going to pack up, see if I can catch those pancakes. Oh, hat. Thank you, Tilly. Got my replacement hat. Not entirely free. £6 for the postage. After 17 years, I'll settle for £6 for the postage to get a new one back again. I think that's fairly reasonable. At least it is, considering what they charge for one. I don't think I could afford a new one again now, but I don't have to. Got it when I could afford it. So, packing up camp. No feeling of damp on the inside of it. There's certainly no condensation settled in there. This is cool though. Got no other bivvy bags to compare it to. I don't know if other ones do it, but having its little stuff sack built into the foot, you can't lose your stuff sack, obviously, and it takes no time at all, even with a gammy hand, to stick it in. I like that. Sleeping bag, well, it's not a down bag, is it? So it's never going to get tiny. The stuff sack seems like it'll take some abuse, although I think I managed to pop some stitching on it yesterday, trying to cram everything into a sleeping bag that was too small. But the straps carry on the inside. I think it's only stitching, cosmetic stuff for that panel that went. But there you go. And the tarp. Cool. Right, packing up. Sleeping mat. Like I say, it's not tiny, the dirt bag, but it's only only 50 quid or something. Dead comfy. That's about as small as it packs down to. It's not hugely heavy, it's not mega light, but I don't bother bringing anything to put underneath it. It's got a repair kit in it. I'll just hope I get lucky, basically. But that and the sleeping bag, it's bulky, it's not too heavy though. It's a lot less bulky than the hammock and tarp, so swings and roundabouts. Right, that's it. Camp packed up. Off. Oh, it's good to be back on this ooh, mushrooms at this old camp. I say old, we've been coming here as day camps for, I don't know, 3 years maybe. When we first found it, exploring our local woods, and we found this bit that had been clear felled, and as we explored, found a fire pit up there, old, bit overgrown, clearly not been used for anything for a long time, and we adopted it. And then we come up once a month, a few times in the summer. Started to dream about maybe spending the night one time. Finally sorted out hammock, went for it, loved it. That was part of my commitment to myself. 2017, I'm going to come out, I'm going to wild camp somewhere, probably there, every month for the year. It's now September, and this is Wildcamp 8. I can't remember if it was June or July. End of the school year, mad busy. Missed one, haven't made it back up yet. So even though it's September, I'm going to call this my August camp, because if you hear a splash, I've just fallen in a ditch. There we go. Oh, because I am going to catch it up. Even if I have to be out on the 30th and 31st of December, I am going to make it up. It's also not going to be the end. 3 camps up there. Then I found a new patch in the woods, much more secluded, for 3 camps. Then gave the bivvy bag its first go. Somewhere I'd spotted a new spot, and then this time, with my slightly battered body, I thought I want something familiar and easy. And I knew the ground was flat, and I knew it would give me an opportunity to try the little mini tarp setup. So I thought, go for it. Another go with the trangia. And next time, feeling adventurous, I want to get up. There's a couple of channels I watch on YouTube that make me just think, oh, that'd be awesome. Hayes Outdoors, I like his camps. And oh, here we go, Pat Dickinson, I think it is. Love his camps. Really love his camps. In fact, we're going for a works night out to the greyhound racing. We're going to the dogs, and it's his fault that I was thinking, oh, instead of trying to get a cab back, shall I just see if I can find somewhere to bivvy near the place? What could go wrong? Go out on the lash and then do your 3rd bivvy ever with a meth stove. I don't think that'll happen. It'll be fun though. So yeah, I'm going to get off now, carry on down the hill. Seeing as I'm carrying these poles, I may as well see if I can use them, because another advantage of bivvying and wanting to go up on the moors, it'll be more than a 20-minute walk from home. So there's a whole new level of logistics to try and sort out, but we'll go for it. And I will thank you if you've watched this. See you next time maybe.